Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM.
Today FM rocks in the story and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Telew.
Today FM rocks in Otaka. Woohoo!
Today FM is the most popular station in the scene.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki Reki.
Everybody in Singapore loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.
Bulan 2 Cyber Tolu FM, Enapan 2 Raki-Raki.
Bula FM Namban 2 in Nosor.
Go etapo ke bota kola sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM Namban 2 Korbu.
Bula FM Namban 2 Sawa. Bula FM Namban 2 Lotoka. Bula.
Namban 2 ng Bula FM member.
Bula FM Namban 2 NSR in Singapore.
Kalau tali tak ada warung ng Bula FM Lotoka.
Ali akar warung Bula FM Namban 2 NSR.
On FBC News tonight, Ba water crisis continues as Water Authority distances itself from any blame. 30 new teachers graduate today, and root crop prices drop as supply flows in. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and you're watching FBC News. The Water Authority of Fiji has distanced itself from any blame in the controversy surrounding the supply of drinking water from a private source in Ba. As Mikalonga reports, attempts are being made now to regulate such practices.
According to the Water Authority of Fiji, the private water supplier wasn't licensed to supply water as a business.
He was charging a fee for that. He's operating on commercial terms.
The Water Authority of Fiji says it's only a player in the sector and not a regulatory body. The question arises then, who allowed the private water supplier to continue commercializing the supply of water to the people and getting payment for it for over 40 years? And the question arises then, who will be responsible for the mishap that's just happened?
Yeah, it's serious. So that's why we are working with all the government authorities to improve the situation, control the situation.
The issue raises serious legal questions about the relevant authorities' lack of ability to regulate private water providers.
Yeah, it's a difficult question to answer, but basically his water supply was not regularized.
The Water Authority of Fiji says it's ready to install a water source to supply the affected residents in Ba.
We have already contacted MRD, the Mineral Resource Department, to do an immediate investigation and see the possibility of getting groundwater. So now they are mobilizing this week to look for groundwater sources. And also we have already informed our water resource units to look for other alternative sources.
Moves are also underway to establish a sole regulatory authority to oversee water systems around the country in concern for the health of Fijians. Mikalonga, FBC News.
Fulton Hogan Highways will take over the contract for roadworks in the Northern Division. This is after former contractors Blacktop Construction Limited went into receivership in September. Fiji Roads Authority Chief Executive Neil Cook has announced that they have also created relief packages for individuals and companies who are owed money by Blacktop.
FRA, Fiji Roads Authority, has no legal responsibility for these debts, but in this specific case, Government has decided to step forward to assist Blacktop's unsecured creditors, especially the smaller suppliers, because the system of outsourcing road maintenance work to the private sector is still in its early stages.
As part of the new arrangement, Fulton Hogan will honour all Blacktop's existing subcontract agreements and will employ all available former Blacktop employees. 34 new teachers graduated from Corpus Christi College today. As the guest of honour, the Prime Minister reminded them of the important role they now have to helping government with its vision of building a smarter Fiji. Eleanor Tarangaiviu with the report.
After 3 years of study, they are now reaping the reward, a diploma in primary education.
It's paid off. All the struggles that I went through, the sacrifices that I made, was all for this certificate. And I can say I'm really proud and I'm holding this in my hand.
For many of these graduates and their families, the journey has been challenging but worth it. This father came all the way from Mombasa to see his son graduate.
I'm very proud today. It's been a long time coming for my son, 4 years for our struggle. Today he is graduating. I'm proud. I thank God.
3 years of struggle. Today I am so happy I have come this far.
The new teachers were urged by the Prime Minister to embrace government's vision of making Fiji a smarter country with living standards.
To all you graduates here today, this is the vision we want you to embrace. This is the vision we want you to share. This is the task that together we can accomplish.
The Prime Minister also said they now have a solemn duty as teachers to instill the values of nation building in our children.
Of all the vocations, teaching is amongst the most noble. As you all know, it is not simply about imparting knowledge, vital as that may be. Young children, especially, need to be taught a range of broader skills, broader life skills and values.
The graduates will be taking up new teaching posts in various schools around the country next year. Eleanor Torangaiviu, FBC News.
Fiji has more than 100,000 people with diabetes. This was revealed today as World Diabetes Day is celebrated across the globe. Diabetes education and prevention is the theme for this year's celebration, with a very significant slogan, "Let's take control of diabetes now." According to Diabetes Fiji chairperson Dr. Wahid Khan, patients' attitude towards diabetes can definitely make an impact in their life.
I'm going to control this thing, and I'm going to make sure that my sugar is normal. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to take my tablets, and I'm going to make sure that I don't get amputations. I don't get kidney failure. I don't get my eyes going bad, you know. So taking control of diabetes means that the patient themselves start taking care of themselves.
To share their concerns on diabetes, Diabetes Fiji, together with its co-sponsors, will be conducting a march in Lautoka on Saturday. Coming up after the break, Red Cross calls for help to save lives in its annual street appeal.
It's always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Nusrat.
Gold FM is Nelly's best radio station.
It's always Gold FM with us here in Singapore.
Old is gold, and Gold FM is #1 here in Lautoka. Singapore loves classic hits on Gold FM.
Listen to Gold FM here in Tagua.
We love Gold FM in Bang. We've got beautiful beaches, people, and Gold FM in Raki Raki.
Lautoka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Talita na Radio Fiji 1 na mwirani nonda kunua.
Ando talita kana borrongo na Radio Fiji 1 singa toka mboleta ni station ni Alumatua.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na Radio Fiji 1 station ni Alumatua Lautoka.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na Radio Fiji 1 Mandi na station ni Alumatua.
Au tulingoi korbo. Ando borrongo leve na station ni Alumatua na Radio Fiji 1. Ando borrongo na Radio Fiji 1 na station ni Alumatua na mandoi tele.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. At least 7 settlements in the interior of Ba have been living in a crisis for the past 3 weeks due to a disease outbreak blamed on unsafe drinking water. Investigations carried out by health inspectors point to a privately owned dam as the cause of this emergency situation. Christopher Chand reports.
This is the emergency operation office set up at Nukuloa police post since Monday to try and contain the outbreak. With the water supply now shut down, more than 3,000 people have been affected due to the apparent negligence of a few who own this dam.
We are all working under the Divisional Commissioner, and DPO is daily here to brief us. And as the chairman, I am based here from morning until maybe night 1, 2 like that. And water cutting continues from morning, at times till 2:30 in the morning.
This is the dam at Balevuto, which is at the center of controversy. Water coming downstream is pumped up to hundreds of families through those pipes. The owner of this dam, the Dayal family at Nukuloa, did not want to comment.
As you know, that when there is a catchment,
water is coming out from there. That catchment has to be really demarcated. It has to be fenced, and there should be no accessibility to any humans or animals. And then, of course, there were accessibility of animals there, and we have seen physically that there were animals there.
No treatment, it's direct from the source, no filter. Even in the taps of the communities, they have told me they can get small prawns through the taps at their places.
Families were being charged as much as $10 per month for water from the dam, which has been their source of water for over 60 years.
Then there should be some permanent solution for this community, because people have, most of the people have lost income. They haven't gone to their workplaces, and children who are supposed to be in school doing exams, though they have been in schools, but they are in difficult situation doing the exams.
When we visited the site today, people were washing their clothes upstream of the dam using the same water which would have been supplied to hundreds of homes. 23 cases of leptospirosis and 2 cases of hepatitis A have been reported in the area. There could be more unreported cases and many could still fall ill. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
An increase in the supply of root crops has led to prices declining in time for all the feasting over the festive season. Epeli Tokoasa reports.
A survey of the local markets by the Agriculture Ministry has revealed an abundant supply of root crops, especially cassava, to take us through the next few months. Middlemen are now selling cassava at $2 and $3 a heap, down from the $5 several months ago.
Well, cassava is coming back into the market, so prices has really dropped down from where it used to be around 60, 70 cents a kilo. Now it has gone back to around 30, 40 cents a kilo, which is a reasonable price for the consumers in the urban municipal markets.
Consumers can also expect an increase in dollar supplies by the end of the month, and that's good news for families who will soon begin planning for Christmas feasts.
Dalo definitely yes for the other varieties. It should come back before the end of this month. Production should come back to normal. So approaching the festive season, price in the municipal market for some of the local root crops should be reasonable for the consumers.
Like everyone, Waimuta is hoping that we don't have any natural disasters like cyclone or floods that would affect supplies of food crops and their prices. Epeli Tukuasa, FBC News.
The Fiji Red Cross Society has made calls to help save a life by assisting them with their street appeal. Through this annual event, the organization hopes to collect money to offer better service delivery to the vulnerable people in the country. Shireen Lata reports.
Red Cross volunteers are out in numbers to get donations from the public. All this is for a worthy cause.
When a member of the public financially supports Red Cross, they are making a positive decision to save a life.
The appeal is being conducted throughout the country, specifically at the 14 Red Cross branches.
Through the street appeal, we are relying on the public to help us, because when they help us financially, we are able to go out and help the vulnerable in our communities throughout Fiji.
Volunteers have joined the organization to help prepare for disasters this cyclone season. More funds will mean more assistance to those affected.
I became a Fiji Red Cross volunteer because I wanted to help the most vulnerable people.
The street appeal, which began last Saturday, will end this weekend. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
The overall restructuring and rebranding of Tourism Fiji is showing results as the industry is now the leading foreign exchange earner. For the past few years, the government has been consistent with its budget allocation for tourism and industry stakeholders, and they say the money has been used wisely. Ritika Pratap reports.
An extensive global survey was carried out by the tourism industry stakeholders to establish Fiji's brand positioning.
Fiji, where happiness finds you, is not something that was pulled out of the air. This has been tested, this is based on solid research.
$23.5 million is not a big amount when taken out of Fiji, and keeping this in mind, the industry engaged Best Public Relations Company to help in branding.
We now have campaigns that for which we control the messaging, we control the quality, and we control the brand. So, instead of paying 3 different television companies or film companies to produce ads on Fiji, we now pay the best and we use it in all markets.
Elizabeth Paul says Fiji's new markets are also showing positive results.
For India and China, both are continuing to show double-digit growths. In fact, I think India is over 100% year over year. China also is steady.
The tourism industry has welcomed contributions from all its major players and is hopeful the introduction of 3rd Fiji-Hong Kong direct flight by Fiji Airways will bring more Asian visitors. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The Fiji Islands Hotel and Tourism Association wants to see Chinese movies produced in Fiji. FIHTA believes this will brand Fiji in the Asian countries. A week-long film festival showcasing various Chinese films ended this week. Chanel Sivan reports.
Dixon Sito, president of the Fiji Islands Hotel and Tourism Association, is hoping there is more promotion of Fiji in the Asian market. He says one good way is to get the Chinese cinema to work with Fiji.
We are hoping, like what is happening with the Indian filmmakers, is that the producers and directors would use Fiji as a place where they would come and shoot the movies. And this is one very easy way of promoting the country for tourism purposes. And when you embed that attractiveness and that very comfortable and friendliness into the movies, people want to come here.
He says one of the main objectives of Tourism Fiji is to get more tourists from China and the rest of the Asian region.
Hopefully with the incentives that government has for movie producing companies, this would help. But I'm sure when they start to know Fiji more as a potential destination, it will definitely spawn a lot of interest, and hopefully that will translate into movies being made in Fiji, shown around the world, and especially in China where there's a large population.
Sito is adamant the new flights to Hong Kong by Fiji Airways will supplement Fiji's promotion in getting more tourists to our shores from that part of the region. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Hilton Special School will be celebrating its 50th anniversary at the school tomorrow. This afternoon, the Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama visited the school to inform the students that he will not be able to be part of the celebrations. Bainimarama will be visiting affected areas in Ba, where people were diagnosed with leptospirosis and hepatitis A due to contaminated drinking water.
I've already committed myself to going to Ba to have a look at the water catchment that's been causing some diseases and illness around the Western Division.
Founder of the school, Frank Hilton, will be part of the celebrations, which gets underway from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the Bailey's Coral Coast Sevens kicked off this morning, and Jamie's up next with Day 1 results.
That's coming up after the break, along with the Hall of Fame inductees who unveiled their plaques in Singatoka town this morning. And we take a look at Rutuma's first trip to the Central Eastern FMF Chow Games. That and more coming up.
Bato bahay, ba में रेडियो Fiji 2 के कौन सा के रोके ऑनलाइन क्लियर
रेडियो Fiji 2 रकी के लोग ज्यादा सुनते हैं
नैनी में हम सबकी पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2
तालेबू के लोग रेडियो Fiji 2 सबसे ज्यादा सुन रहे हैं
मेरी पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2 नसूरी में सभी को पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2 तावा में रेडियो Fiji 2 सभी कोई सुनते हैं रेडियो Fiji 2 रॉक
रेडियो Fiji 2 I love you
Old Town Tower में it's only Mirchi FM.
Mirchi FM is hot. ताकि हर घर में खाली Mirchi FM बजे. Mirchi FM is hot.
Best sound, best music. Mirchi FM rocks and records.
नानी का #1 station है Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot. Mirchi FM is #1 in nursery.
लोटोका में Mirchi FM is hot. हम लोग Mirchi FM रोज सुनता है. Mirchi FM जागो मामा.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. It was all about celebrating this morning in Singatoka as two Sevens greats were unveiled on the Walk of Fame. Bailey's Coral Coast Sevens organisers honoured Fiji's Viliame Satala and former England skipper Ben Gollings in what was a day of emotion for both reps. Elena McDonald has more.
A historic unveiling for rugby in Fiji and in the heart of a rugby-driven town.
I was very happy today for the plaque that was done to me.
Yeah, it's pretty special. I'm very honoured and quite a touching event, especially with some of the players that are already got their names down here on this Walk of Fame. So really happy day.
Being labelled the human stretcher on the international scene may have stuck with him, but today's unveiling and recognition of his career achievements in front of the public is surely a moment that'll be etched into his memory from here on end.
It's a great privilege for me to be remembered as one of the great Sevens player from Fiji, representing the country and to be part of the legend who've been done this plague the last 2 years.
Gollings, who is known for his playing prowess, was left stunned by the whole event.
Really special actually when I found out that we'd be doing it with Vili, because not only is Vili a great Fijian rugby player who I've played against many times, Vili and I have actually played a lot together on the same teams around the world, so it was really special. It was great to have him there as well.
And as for another great who played alongside the duo, he believes it sets the platform for young ruggers.
The youngsters will see what's happening to the Fiji players after they play rugby. That is the key message of doing this. And I thank Jay White for the idea, coming up to do this, honouring Ben Goling for what he has done in IRB, international top try scorer of international rugby, John Alomu last year. Forgotten heroes, and Vili Satala today, I think it's huge for their lives.
It may be back to playing and coaching for the two, but their footprints will remain entrenched in Singatoka for years to come. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
And it was immediate action from the first whistle of the Coral Coast Sevens tournament as all teams looked to notch a win in their opening game. Local side Ndaveta, which boasts several Nandrunga 15s players, proved they will be a thorn to other teams after they dumped Singatoka River Safari Warriors 33-0. Other big teams also scored easy wins today, making good use of the ideal dry conditions. Fiji Sevens rep Ndonasio Ratumbuli's Yamadhia upset a much-fancied Toka Toka Resort side 17-10. Crowd favourites, the Serevi Selects, got their campaign off to a good start with a 27-14 win over Warwick. The second round of the men's competition is scheduled to start at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, the women's competition also kicked off today with 12 teams vying for the Crest Nairi Trophy. Defending champions, the Aussie Pearls, looked sharp as they thumped local club Striders 59-0. They could face stiff challenge from the Fijiana side, which downed Pacific 2 Blues 31-0. And Mara Seahawks, who proved too strong for Sydney Fiji Renandi 49-5. Other teams that fans can expect strong showings from are Aussie side Sunnybank as well as Tribe after they recorded big wins in the opening games. And you can catch delayed coverage of the Coral Coast Sevens at 10 p.m. tonight on FBCTV. There are a couple of problems to be overcome by the Vodafone Fiji Mbati before it meets Samoa on Monday. First, it was tough prop Corbin Sims denied any more World Cup games time by a 2-week suspension. Now the team could be without second rower Jason Bukuya if he doesn't recover from a shoulder injury in time for Monday's clash. Fiji Mbati head coach Rick Stone is drawing up some serious strategies.
Both teams probably like to play their rugby league that way. Probably the team that holds their composure the best might be the team that is more likely to win. So that's something we'll be working on during the week, holding our composure and making sure we're working together in what we do rather than getting carried away with the occasion.
Meanwhile, Rotuma will compete for the first time in the Central Eastern FMF Chow Games tomorrow and Saturday at the ANZ Stadium in Suva After braving the 36-hour boat ride from Rotuma, the 24 athletes were all smiles today as they received their new outfits from mobile phone company Digicel. This is the first time that Rotuma will be competing in the competition, and officials are adamant the youngsters will gain much needed exposure from the trip to build a formidable squad in the coming years.
We are happy to be here for the first time, and hopefully we'll be able to learn something or leave an impression behind, and improvement needed for next year will be learned from this game. So we are thankful.
That's it from Sports Tonight. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Lautoka City will undergo a huge transformation with the development of a state-of-the-art shopping complex by the Tapu Group in the near future. Chairman Kanti Tapu says the company has acquired a sizable piece of land from the City Council, and it is located adjacent to the entrance of Churchill Park facilities. Prime Minister Vorengeng Bainimarama will officially launch the development at the site on Wednesday. Tapu says the architectural design, which will be released at the ceremony, encapsulates a bold and daring vision to transform the city's skyline with a world-class shopping precinct. He adds the Lautoka City development will be followed by other exciting projects over the next few years.
So Jackie, I'm curious, how did you observe World Diabetes Day? Because I know for sure that someone, and I'm not saying names, has a very bad addiction to chocolate.
I'll have you know, Jen, that I'm enjoying a sugar-free Thursday. Thank you very much.
I think I just saw a pig fly. Anyway, moving on to all things weather, we had some lovely sunshine over here in Suva today. In fact, it was sunny in all major centers except for a few clouds in Lambasa and a few showers in Savu-Savu. Temperatures now, and we've got Nandi, Lautoka and Lambasa on 31 today, just behind Ba, who's got the highest on 32, right in the middle there. Tomorrow sees showers and thunderstorms over most places, with the capital and the western side enjoying a bit of sun in the morning. A strong wind warning is also in force. The southwest Viti Levu, Yasawa and Mamanuca Waters, Batuira and Kandavu Passage. That's weather, leaving you now with another photo from Anna Arlo, a great picture of one of the coastal areas on Ongea Island.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. Before we leave, our headlines once again. Ba water crisis continues as Water Authority distances itself from any blame. 30 new teachers graduate today. Root crop prices drop as supply flows in. To our poll question, and we're asking, are you pleased with the 2014 national budget? Go to www.fbc.com.fj to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's all from us today. Until tomorrow, good evening.
Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM.
Today FM rocks in the story, and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Telew.
Today FM rocks in Lautoka. Woohoo!
Today FM is the most popular station in Nasina.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki Reki.
Everybody in Singapore loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.